We're going to need to cut off the end, a 3/4 inch strip, and later we're going to put it down the seam to reinforce it. It's called a reinforcing strip. So I'm setting up the table saw to cut it at 3/4 of an inch, and notice that my push stick doesn't fit, so I'm going to need to take that guard off. Let me show you how to do it. First you pull forward on the clear portion, pull it out. Then the throat plate is pulled out. Reach down inside. There's a lever, pull it up, and it releases the splitter. Now, you know that when you take the fox out, the shark fin goes in. One of those two needs to be in the saw. Put it in, lower the lever, close the door, put the throat plate back in, and make sure it's nice and flush. Sometimes when you put it in, it sits high. Notice back there that it's got a little bit of a raise. That's because there's two tabs that fit underneath two tabs on the saw. That's better. Going to lower that blade, right? It wants to be 1/8 to 1/4 above the wood. You lower that by a wheel right in front of the saw. So now set it back to 3/4 of an inch. Keep it nice and tight against that fence. And the push stick is going to hold it down. Saw's on now. Run it through. Notice my left hand, it's out of the way completely, and you don't want to push on it, it's just helping to guide it. There we go. And there's my 3/4 inch strip. Now if it happens to break or something, don't worry about it. Just pick it up and we'll glue it together. I'm going to take it over to the bench and get it prepared for working on. Get one of these white boards called a support board. We'll tape it down to that while we work on it. And I want to clean off everything off the top. Notice there's tape in there just from past students using it. You want to clean it up so that that board sits nice and flat to it. Just get it all cleaned up. I'm going to go get a scraper, which is nothing more than a piece of steel, and you can use that to clean off glue and any debris left over. It helps. Okay, now let's put the back on top. Right, notice how that support board covers all the way around. And now I'm moving on to step number 8, which is to draw the profile of the guitar. This one's the regular. Now we're doing the back, but the front and the back are the same shape. So if you're using a cutaway, use the clear one. If you're using a regular, use the wooden one. And I want to line it up right on the center, which is the seam of your two pieces when you glued them together. And sometimes it's hard to see. On this board it's pretty good because they angle in and it indicates where the center is. Sometimes it's a little more challenging, but make sure you find it. And you want to leave some material there at the top, about 1/4 of an inch, and then draw around it. Later we'll cut that out, but not yet. First we do any inlay on it. Looks good. Getting some masking tape to tape it down. Put a piece along the bottom and a piece along the top to secure it. The board will protect it, right? That's pretty flimsy. As you move it around, we don't want it breaking or having a collision with anything. And I'm going to tape that reinforcing strip on. Please put your name on it so that if it gets misplaced or left out, we know where it goes. You're done.